Ladies and gentlemen, I heard on the grapevine that the old Peteman does not love progressive capitals, and this is false. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set up a Play with Friends game with on the Lord of all these unholy settings. What's your risk name? Because you got a seat. We're going to be doing Central America, progressive capitals, unstable portals, Blizz Fog. So it is a fog game. So if you're watching the stream, you will be cheating. But one wrinkle, if you guys don't know how I play progressive capitals, Play with Friends, I win when the game reaches an hour on the clock. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, who would like to play with me? If we reach 1 hour on the clock, the Bateman wins. We got poggers. Oh, baby. How do you join? You put that code in the bottom. Game ID, right? You see right here? But then you play for guess my flag. It's the flag of Christmas Island. We got Stacy Pappins. We got 2 shots. Which one are you, Lord? Your guess my flag? Okay. We got King of Snack. Final seat is Kula Drite. Everybody, please, ready up. Clock starts at 1 minute and 10 seconds and 20 seconds. Okay. 1 hour, 1 minute, 20 seconds. I will win the game if I'm still alive. Those are the rules. I didn't make them. Why not turn fog off so it's equal? Because I'm playing the Lord of all that is unholy settings. I'm not playing my settings. All right, where do we cap here? Yeah, good luck, guys. Good luck, good luck. I mean, Hispaniola looks pretty central. I also go first. I want to join a game, but won't because your slow rolls would rule the fun for everyone. Do what you got to do, man. It's all fair game for Play with Friends. All right, we don't see yellow. We don't see purple.
This is fine. This is fine.
Would capping on a portal be really good or really bad idea? I can see it both ways. So with stable portals, capping on a portal is really good. These are unstable portals. So they won't stick around where they are. The dad jokes are on point. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I have your dice. Nice, man. Pete, any advice to win against Kuhl and Von Agarwal among players in the KPO R10? So, King Pete, of the 3 games, I liked the third game the best. I'm not good at zombies, so I can't really give you any advice on the zombies. Game 1 is cool. Game 1 is like a challenging 6-player game for Europe World on Prague. Zombies I can't speak to, and then game 3 I loved. I loved the 4-player fixed 70 on Arctic. So that would be the one, if I was alive in the tournament, that would be the one I'd be practicing a ton. But good luck, man. Kuhl and Van Agarwal are great players. I know you're a great player too, so don't get tilted. Relax, play your best game, right? And good luck, bro. Good luck. Go get him. What else can I tell you? You have my dice, of course. Pete, does your those are my dice. Jay plays. That's my cat on the dice. King Jaria, if you could choose anywhere in the world to live, where would it be and why? I would live in Singapore because I love the ocean. I love seafood. Big fan of Singapore. Pete, does your strategy change due to your opponents being channel viewers? Yeah, of course. The Play with Friends game. This is a lot more loose. And they got equal rights. Did I visit with Jerry? I did. I saw Gerald on Tuesday. Never seen the portals before. What do they do? So each portal connects to each other portal when they're open. So this is the turn where they're open. The way unstable portals works is they open, then they close and shift, then they open. So you can only use them every other turn. Do I have a Discord? I sure do, man. Sure do. Of course I'm a Rush fan. Yeah, man. We're playing a little Rush mix, baby. Ooh. Oh, Purple's capital's there. That is strange. Okay. Look at all these caps, man. Okay, so we found who we found. We found Poggers. Poggers is up here. Found yellow. Found purple. We found white. We found the Pateman. So who am I waiting on? Magenta. I don't know Magenta's capital, right? Or do we? And I wasn't paying attention. We got a question from Aries the Fox. All right. The question is, very uncharacteristically, the question is another Star Trek question. Pete, you are Ensign Harry Kim. You have just woken up in San Francisco in the present instead of on Voyager. You come to learn that an accident has changed reality. Your best friend is on Voyager instead of you. Your only way back is to violate multiple laws, assault Starfleet officers, steal a shuttle, and take a chance that recreating the accident that sends you back to Voyager, it might send you 1 billion years in the past or the future. Do you stay in this timeline or do you try to go back? Harry Kim. Ensign Harry Kim. I don't know, man. I don't actually remember that episode so well. I think I'd probably try and get back to what I thought was my reality. I think I would care about the fake reality. It's like the same as real. It's really the same question as the Matrix, right? So like you broke my bonus and now you would like me to let you hold a bonus? I don't understand. Or you want me to trade with you there? You don't even have that bonus, so I don't need to worry. I've answered the Tuvix question. I have, yes. It's a real reality, though. It's not fake. But how do you know that? How do you know? If you're Harry Kim, right, Aries, how do you know that? You're just like, this is fucked. This isn't my reality. Punch Will Wheaton in the face. If I was offered the pills, I'd be swallowing blue. Really? You take the blue pill, Truth? That's terrible. That's terrible. You'd be Cypher? Would you sell out your friends? Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Spud is rolling. So hoisted on his petard saying I don't like capitals as we sit here. We play a play with friends capital game. This is real, just a habitable. I don't agree. I think base reality is base reality. Pete, what color is your Bugatti? I don't have a Bugatti. I'm thinking about getting a Tesla, though. What's up, Goatman? How are you, man? Glad to catch you when you can. Yeah, welcome. Welcome in. Why not trade your cards? So Progressive works like this. 4, 6, 8. So the trades go in sequence. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15, and then up by 5, 20, 25, 30, 35, so on. If you're in a regular sequence, right? When you're holding 5 cards, you're forced to trade. So I pick up a card at the end of my turn. I will be forced to trade at the beginning of my next turn. I also will be forced to trade if I kill a player and take their cards, and I'm holding 5 cards in turn. Okay? So, normally, with Progressive World Dom, you can hunt your opponents because making kills is profitable for the second, third, fourth round of card trades. With Progressive Capitals, that fucks it all up, and the game basically starts in a stalemated condition, which is why I said, if this game lasts an hour, I automatically win. So you see how I'm the first player, so I'm forced to trade. I get the 4. Yeah, so it's almost never profitable to make a kill in prog caps. Goatman, also sorry about the whole philosophy said earlier this week, not intending to cowboy the conversation at all. Just gets tough communicating via chat for me at least. Yeah, I didn't take anything you said. I didn't take exception to anything you said. Goatman is referring to a thread that I set up on my philosophy forums regarding guns. And I mean, I'd be happy to talk to stream about this because I'm curious about all your opinions. But I'm not curious about your opinions on guns. I don't care. Okay. We're not talking about that. What we are talking about is the inability to communicate on the internet. So one of the ideas I had was, all right, I'm going to start a thread on to try and talk about guns. I'm going to start with my starting position, which is, if we cannot agree that the world with guns is worse than the world without guns as a starting position, then I have no interest in continuing that thread of conversation with that person. That wastes my time, right? That is the benchmark by which I judge your ability to have this conversation intelligently, is the agreement that the world with guns is always worse than the world without guns, right? People didn't understand what I meant by that, so they took it differently, and they took it as down basically 2 basic threads of talking about human violence and talking about other weapons. And I keep trying to bring the conversation back to the point. It's like, Is there something inherent or specific to guns that makes the conversation about guns not about human violence and not about human weapons? And I was not able to keep it on track. Because not only were people continuing to derail it on nonsense on that within those two categories, human violence and other weapons, but also people were just joining the thread, not reading it, and asking the same question. And I don't have time to repeat myself. So basically, the point is, it seems that Discord is a flawed medium for this type of conversation. I don't know there to be a better medium, but I don't think Discord is the one. Thank you again, Adam Daniels. Thank you for the sub, man. You're allowed to like guns. I get it. And I'm not absolutely interested in telling anyone how they should think or what they should believe. That is not what I'm trying to talk about. I'm trying to keep the domain of the discourse within a certain realm so that I can have an intelligent conversation on the topic. Pete would nuke Magenta if he could. Why? Why Magenta? What did they do? You didn't hear me. I thought, okay. In the fictional world without guns is better than the real world with guns, right? Always, in all possible universes, starting with that fiction, understanding that if we could choose to live in a world where we didn't have to kill ourselves, each other, animals, whatever, self-defense, if that wasn't a category, right? If that didn't need to exist, that would be a preferable world, right? Boy, it would be so much easier just speaking to you in person about this. You got so much more from what I said than the entire... Exactly. It is a problem with the medium. It's a problem with writing. And Discord, how Discord scrolls up. Yeah, of course. And most people would agree with me. Most people would agree with me. And the people who wouldn't are not worth my energy to talk about this, right? They cannot converse about guns in an intelligent way. I would like to hear the threat of other weapons because human nature. Yeah, those are also cool topics, but I'm not my issue is a time cost, right? I am not able to have those other conversations because I'm busy. With something like Reddit, you can at least branch off up and down vote. So what I'm going to do, my next step with this, I'm not interested in talking about guns, but my next step with this is I'm going to teach a philosophy course. So if any of you guys are interested, I'll do a preamble ping in my philosophy forums. And then what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to stream it live on Free Pete. So we can attend the class live, or you could watch the video after the fact. And I'll do a segment every week, and people can involve themselves in that week's thread, and then we'll close it and we'll start a new thread for the next week. And that's my plan. Resmi says, I'm a gun enthusiast, and I also believe the world would be safer without guns. Exactly, because you're not a moron. Exactly, Rez. You have a gun because others have guns. Exactly. Yes. And that is a great starting position to have this conversation about. Ooh, Poggers is 15 a turn. Good for you, Poggers. I'm a Canadian. Has this game already stalemated? The game began stalemated. There was never a chance for this game to not be stalemated based on the settings. This game was always going to be stalemated. Which is why I gave myself the alternative win condition. It'd be interesting to see you provide examples of how the argument would flow with more stability in its discourse. Teach us to fish. Yeah, man. I'm going to talk about Peter Joseph. So if you guys don't know who Peter Joseph is, he is the guy who made the Zeitgeist films. He is the host of the New Human Rights Movement podcast and book. And And I think humbly, he is one of the most intelligent philosophers, public intellectuals alive. So I would love to share the work of Peter Joseph with all of you, and I would love to learn more about him myself. So part of my thinking behind doing this is what in teaching the course, I will also learn it myself. So it will very much be like similar to the process with Risk, right? I will learn by doing and describe what I think and hopefully never tell you what to think or what to believe, because that's not my style. That's not how I approach this. I never tell anyone how they should think. I just look at what works and what doesn't, and we critique it and we try and make sense of a complex world. What's my stance on the Canadian American law system? It certainly isn't justice. Doesn't look much like justice to me. I see a lot of injustice. Goatman says, do you know any better virtual platform discussion? I started a thread on your server addressing this. Hopefully there's a better way. No, there probably isn't. One of the things you got to figure, Goatman, we evolved to have conversations face to face. That's why I like podcasts a lot, where two people are sit down and have a long conversation, right? You can actually get into complicated ideas without the problem of the medium so much. Does this class have any tuition? No. It's just my video work is always free. How much of the zeitgeist movement do you agree with? Oh, well, I can't speak to the movement per se. I think almost everything Peter Joseph has been talking about resonates with me, right? The resource-based economy, getting to a moneyless society, getting to like a place where we're free from debt slavery, a place where the economic root of social problems. Like I don't love the idea of law being the thing that limits us. I much prefer culture to be the one that controls rather than law. Am I socialist? You see, this is Peter Joseph gets this a lot. Socialism is too simplified. I'm a structuralist, right? I look at the fundamental design of the system and critique it on that level, which is not really the level that political discourse exists on. Isn't a moneyless society and no law return to the past in a way? I mean, that's, again, oversimplified. Does the inventor make the guns? If he knew the violence, he brought it on humanity. Well, someone else would invent it. I'm not suggesting guns aren't inevitable. I think they might be. Very true. If you're ever looking to guest on the Waiting on Your Best Behavior, you'd be honored to discuss things with me. Yeah, I'd love to, Goatman. I'd love to chat with you. Never done online, not trying to assume anything or assert myself, just offering. Yeah, man, for sure. I'd love to sit down and chat with you for like an hour or two. That I am game. That'd be fun. Evening, Chris. Ooh, Pogger's doing some smacking. Poggers did some smacking. We saw a big stack there for a second. Caps on a map that isn't Europe Advanced. What is this? This is the settings of Guess My Flag. Off to dinner? All right, take it easy, man. He said, let's play this. And I said, you know my rules for Play with Friends, Caps. This game hits an hour on the clock, I win. Time's running out, guys. Better start making some moves. They're not going to do shit. It's not their fault. The game is stalemated. There's nothing they can do. Thank you, Manaware. Thank you for the prime. Okay, we found the last capital. Okay, so capitals are yellow, magenta, red, purple, white, and black. Those are the capitals, folks. Yellow takes a little pecorino. In the U.S., gun control isn't a debate of safety, it's a debate of constitutionality. Unfortunately, the rule is more nuanced. The problem with the U.S. is that your government is bought, right? Your government is bought and sold. So the fact that you can buy with lobbying, which is legal, the fact that corporations can purchase candidates' votes, mean that the business interest is the true power, not the government. And Canada is just as bad, but less overt. So when we talk about what our politicians are doing, we need to kind of laugh at the stupid joke that is us giving any sort of real credence to that horse shit. Pooba the dog said, I'm currently working on an app where people can meet and do things together with little notice. For example, I want to go bowling, make a post. Some people join and meet up within an hour and go bowling. It would be for people to get back to basic human interaction. I think that would help with dating, careers, thoughts. Pooba, it's called having friends. How old are you, man? Do people just not have friends anymore? I think it's a great idea to connect people. Like, there's an epidemic of loneliness. Yes. Young people don't have friends? That's crazy. Are you fucking kidding me? They don't have friends? Fuck, you go nuts. You'd be miserable. You'd be so lonely. Oh. Hey, Pete, I watch your YouTube videos all the time. I'm not usually awake when you stream. Came to say thanks for the great content and drop your prime. Thank you. Thank you, Manaware. I'm 23. My fiance is my only friend and my dog. Wow, you guys need friends. It's not getting harder. Fucking, it's a skill. Build it. Do it, guys. You need to interact with people. You're a human. It's not a want, it's a need. Like, I don't know. If I can't sell it to you. Subdivisions. Sorry, guys. I just found the realization that young people don't have friends to be incredibly depressing. Pete, as a newbie, can you explain why you don't take White's cap with a 20 stat? White's cap is low? I didn't know that. Some young people had friends and lost them. They got too scared to make them. Yeah. So the connecting digitally as opposed to the connecting in reality. There's no energetic transfer. There's no rapport. You aren't depressed. You aren't trying. Oh, I don't like that. I don't agree. I'm an optimist. I find it hard to be around people my age sometimes. I have coworkers my age. It's such a negative outlook on life. It's exhausting. Yeah. That's why I'm never like, I'm an optimist, right? I'm not trying to depress you at all. I'm trying to be like, guys, get your fucking shit done. Take care of yourself, right? Love yourself. You can also make friends on Twitch. No, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, I value the connection I've made with you guys, but there's no replacing face-to-face, in-person human interaction. And if we lose that, can young people come into your podcast to talk about that? You can. The question is, what do you have to say? Not what I meant, Pete. Love the vibe you put out. You have to keep moving forward no matter the circumstances. Yeah, well. Pete, I got last of my Earth game. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Do I count as a young person or a baby? I try not to categorize people, right? You can be whoever you want to be. It's 2023, guys. The problem for people raised on social media, which is becoming mid to late 20s, we're seeing an extreme rise in anxiety disorders, which makes socializing difficult. Yeah, because you haven't been raised with an ethic of interacting in real life with real people as being non-negotiable. So who is it that said, why don't I just take White's Capital with a 20 stack? There's a 250 there. Were you trolling? You must have been joking, right? There's a fucking 250 there. What do you mean? Yeah, it's a Rush playlist. There is no epidemic of human interaction in the younger generations, in my opinion. Maybe where you are, and I'm glad to hear it. What is the timer at? I'm not telling. I'm not telling.
This is fine. This is fine.
Maybe a bit personal. Do you have struggled with your own mental health? Oh, I talk about it, Lockie. I talk about that happily. I suffered from lifelong depression, and I mostly cured it. Okay, purple dies. I talk about it all the time, actually. Right? If my suffering makes yours somewhat less in any way, if it makes yours even slightly less, then it seems worthwhile to me. Through your experiences as a streamer, have you discovered any unexpected insights about human interaction and connection in the digital age? Yes. I didn't realize how disconnected and how lonely we are. and how important it is to make sure that you take care of your health, your physical and mental health, how important it is that you spend time with your friends and family. And I also didn't fully appreciate how many really brilliant and cool people I was going to meet that resonated with my type of mental weirdness, right? That like, you guys are my people, right? I found my tribe at fucking 36, 37 years old in the weirdest place, you know? I don't think we are more connected than ever, man. I think we're like, just because we can talk to people around the world doesn't actually mean you can feel their energy. I was born in 83. Kill some shit. There's nothing to kill. Yeah, Becky says we're disconnected. I feel you. It depends on, no, I know it depends on my definition, right? And I'm looking for a real connection. I'm not looking for the fake digital version. 83 gang, let's go, King Nothing. Where's your crown? Kill White? I don't think I'm killing White. My sisters are 85. Pete, as an optimist, how often do you trip? Trip on what, Truth? How did you cure depression? So my process of my felt sense of depression was one of an addictive cycle where I would think about myself as being unworthy. Like something bad would happen and it would remind me that I didn't deserve all the good things in my life. And then that allowed me to be a lazy piece of shit who didn't work really hard on becoming the man that I aspired to become. Right? It was magical thinking. I spent my life waiting to suddenly have all of the things I wanted, to suddenly become the man I thought I deserved to be. And the crux of it was I experienced ayahuasca. I sat with Madre a couple of times. And then one of my very good friends asked me point blank, he says, Pete, why do you hate yourself? And I thought about it. And it occurred to me that he was right. And then I meditated on that question for 8 months. Why do I hate myself? Why do I hate myself? Why do I hate myself? And the answer that came back was, I hate myself because I know what I should be doing, but I don't do it. So for me, it was a question of action. And as soon as that answer came back, then all I had to do was get to work. So I'm never happy in a stable state. For me, the process of incremental steps towards achieving my goals is where happiness and satisfaction emerges, rather than the attainment of those goals. So if happiness is emergent from the path to achieving your goals rather than the goals themselves, the solution for me was to just work all the time. And as you guys can see, I am hyper productive. I work a lot. I love what I do because I'm in control of it. I'm creative when I'm doing it. I find the puzzles I solve interesting. And I'm seeing progression, right? I'm seeing progression in the Risk community. I'm seeing progression on YouTube and Twitch. I'm seeing progression in my own game. I'm seeing progression in my ability to talk to you about subjects that are important to me and mean something to me. So all of that to say, I think it's very worthwhile to ask yourself questions honestly and listen very carefully to what the answer is, because you might hear something that you need to hear. Almost 3 years, Truth. I was first on YouTube August 26, 3 years ago. Yeah, you can believe it. What a blessing you guys all are for me, okay? How grateful I am to be able to sit here in front of 200 people and have this conversation. What's my opinion on Christianity? My opinion on any religion is the same. If it makes you more loving, more generous, more kind to other people, then it is a good thing, right? I don't personally require a system of belief to tell me how I should think, and I don't really respect systems of belief that would impose their will on my behavior. But if you need it and it makes you better, then it's a good thing. The problem is, if it doesn't make you better, then it's a negative. And there's a lot of that in the world, right? There's a lot of systems of control. I disagree so much with Pete on this. On what? Which part? Truth? Pick at something. Pull on a thread, sir. Thoughts on Jordan Peterson? Jordan Peterson is one of the more important living philosophers, I would say. That religion is a good thing if it makes you a better person. Yeah, but qualify truth. You and I disagree on the definition of religion, right? My definition of religion is way more broad than yours, right? I have a much broader definition than you do. So systems of belief can be a net positive for human beings, because I think human beings are wired to be religious. I think we should use logic and rationality to find the most effective path to happiness. Yeah, but people aren't logical and rational. People are often logical and rational, but we're not completely. And my friend, Mr. Truth Powers, if you accept my definition of religion, which I don't expect you to, but if you do, I'll tell you, humans are not logical and rational, and we are wired for religion. Religion to me is dogmatism and unfalsifiable nonsense. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's structural to the way humans think, man. No, you won't be here forever. I told you there's a hard out on this game, folks. What's up, Brants? Problem with removing emotion and applying only logic and rationality to the world is it leads to dehumanizing others when they act illogically. Human beings are not logical beings. We're not. What's time on the... I'm not telling on the clock, folks. Guy Lalunas, you seem like a guy that goes to a lot of events in life. Do you have any advice for young guys that start in life? Have fun, man. Enjoy your life thoroughly. You're never going to get another chance. We should strive to live logically? Sounds boring, truth. Sounds like a boring fucking life, my friend. I do not strive to live logically. I strive to live. This is one of the biggest questions of philosophy, right? What is the good life? I strive to live well, righteously. Ethically, to my own standard. Pete, I'm moving to my college dorm tomorrow morning. Any advice for someone who's always been through the ringer? I actually didn't. So this is as close to a regret as you could say I have, is I didn't go away to college. I lived at home. I worked. I never went into debt for university. Now I own a home. So it's not a lament. I'm very grateful for my choices, but I will say I didn't get that college experience and I would have had a ton of fun. So enjoy the shit out of it, quarantine. That's what I'll say to you. Enjoy the shit out of it, my friend. Gotta go walk my fish. Okay, man. Pete is obviously against violence, as most people is. Pete against righteous violence being brought down on those who deserve it. Who gets to determine who deserves it, Risky Poo? That's the problem. Who gets to determine the righteousness? I am Landlord Pete. I'm joining the military after I finish school. I plan to be a warrant officer in the Rotary Aviator Corps, and I have to get a degree for that. What are my thoughts on the U.S. military? I'm essentially a pacifist. So you're free to call me whatever name you'd like if you think I'm a coward, but I do not support a machine that would cause the death of people. Right? I don't think you're a bad person for the decisions you're making. I think many of the decisions you're making are rational and structural to the system that you live in. But personally, I cannot see my ethics aligning with any machine, right? The fact that my tax dollars go to the Canadian military, I see as horrible. Yeah. Nothing against any person who chooses to serve, and I understand the need for defense, right? I'm not Pollyanna about this. I get it. What is happening up there? It's not that I want no national defense. It's that I would love to live in a world that was unified, where we all put all of our resources together globally, and instead of killing each other, we cooperated to build something together. That's as simply as I can put it. Is that Pollyanna? Is that never going to happen? Is that a dream? Am I a stupid, naive man? Maybe. Right? I would love to help build a world where we didn't need guns and we didn't need armies. And that's what I keep talking about because I'm the guy with the microphone. So if you want to talk about what's the line from Lennon's song from Imagine? You carrying around pictures of Chairman Mao, you ain't gonna make it with anyone anyhow. You know? What happened to Poggers? What happened, Poggers? Where'd you go? You bought? The fuck? My dad said his recruiter barely slept. I appreciate what you do. It's all good, man. I have love for all of you. I have love for all of you people, guys. Don't worry. There's going to be some good in your lives. There's going to be some shit in your lives. Build yourself into a person who can handle it. A person who is strong and kind and generous where they need to be. Right? Lead the world into a better future. We're not doomed. We're beautiful. Yeah, boy. Thank you for the prime. Steve said, I joined right after 9/11. So it was a combination of service to my country, as well as it helped me pay for college. Trust me, there are days where I hate the Army, days that I love it. Understand your point and your logic. Yeah, I'm not ever faulting anyone's individual decisions. It all makes a ton of sense. You know, what I would like to do is I would like to build a world where we don't need that anymore. That's what I want to talk about. How do we build that world? Let's pretend that I'm living in a fantasy, okay? And just play with me. How would we build that world? What would the construction of that world look like? How would we get from here to there? That's what I want to talk about. Well, I would see. Here's the thing, Maximilian. I would like to build a fantasy world, remains a fantasy world until we make it real. What is it that human beings do, right? We create things that don't exist from ideas in our head. The power of intersubjectivity is underrated. If we agree that we are going to work and cooperate to build this world, poof, all of a sudden it exists. So the fact that you don't agree with me, the fact that you don't believe in what I'm trying to do, makes it not possible. Not the fact that it's impossible. It's the fact that I can't sell it. Don't worry, Pete, when we're in heaven, we won't need guns anymore. Oh, boy. The world is a story. We live in a story. Intersubjectivity. That's right. What was the question, Risky Poo? Do you think that the internet, social media, and cellular devices were net negative for humans in general? No. I think tools are tools, right? Tools don't carry moral weight. Are we responsible enough to do stuff with them? What about the human condition? People are inherently quarrelsome. I don't think there is such a thing as human nature. I think if we study what we know about history, tells us that there is human behavior. There isn't really human nature. Culture is very arbitrary and very relative. So saying that we're inherently quarrelsome might not be true. Like, my favorite example of this is the ancient Romans pissing shit together, right? Roman baths public, they're having friendly conversations while they did it, just like we would when we go out for dinner. So why is it acceptable for us going in but not going out? Arbitrary. Culture is arbitrary. The song is called, this is City and Color. What's the first track? It's the first track off their new album. It's called Meant to Be by City and Color. Arkin says, in your fantasy society, what would the consequences be for those who commit violence on others? Execution. We can't have any violence in this society. Those people must be removed from this society. How will we remove the bad people? I know it's not a good problem to solve. Not a good problem to solve. But killing someone is violence, correct. Ship them to Mars. It's not a good problem to solve. How many fucking troops do you have, Poggers? Holy shit. Does Poggers have the whole top of the map? Tactical Z, it's the Pete, man. I haven't been able to catch you live since your first YouTube stream. In light of that, Bitty's in bed. Thank you, Tactical. Thank you. Hi, kitty. Meow. I think Kitty's just reminding us that she's online. Should go check her out too. Can we check out Kitty? We can't even check her out. She's not on camera. What the fuck? Why would I even tune into your show if I can't see your glorious shining face? Hey, thank you for the bits, man. Appreciate it. World peace involves big tits. I would agree with that one, Shillins. Just about everything good in life involves big tits. All right, what are the odds I have the kill on Poggers, guys? GG Poggers. Did I actually fucking win this game without going to time? There's no way, folks. Did I actually win this game legit? That's crazy. Undeserved, folks. Undeserved win by the Peatman. No, because White's going to be able to get a card off of a portal. Right? I don't know. I still got a lot more troops. What are the odds of this? I should not have won this game. White can only get a card every other turn, though. Yeah. Sets are 200. Y'all fucked up, folks. Pogger says, you know, for my shitty kitty, I'll take third and 2 kills. GG, Poggers. What's karaoke? Karaoke is Cats in the Cradle. I'll leave for 2 minutes and take over the map. Hey, man, they let it happen. Well, I know I lost, but I'll take second on my settings against these high-ranked players. Dude, this game should not have ended. This wasn't a typical... And I'm sure you win a lot of these, eh? You win a lot of these games, right? This is very, like, productive for you in terms of rank. What do you think he has? Maybe he's got a set. He's got a set, he gets more cards, but it's still not a winning proposition. Ask me a question. Do you think AI will lead to cause the abolishment of money, or it will realistically be abolished? The only thing AI will do is it will hasten the adoption of, what's it called? It will hasten the adoption of UBI. Because in order to keep the market functioning, we will have to give people money for free. Guess my rank without looking? GM, of course. Have to be. There's no way you're not a GM. Maybe master, but that's just because you get bad luck. We will see. Yeah, we'll find out. What made you want to become an entrepreneur? There was never a concept in my mind of anything else. I'm not built to take orders from people. There was no notion in my mind of anything other than working for myself. And ladies and gentlemen, that is time in the round. The old Peteman wins! Do you want to play out this 1v1 or you want to yield, sir? No, he wants to yield. Thank you. GG. I don't have a set on 4. Can you believe it? Good game, bro. Good game, everybody. Thanks for playing with me. That was a fun chat, guys. It was a really fun chat. Surely you had a 9 to 5? I did. I'll tell you about that. Let's see what the ranks are. There's no way you're not a GM. Come on, dude. We can't see the ranks, guess my flag. We can't see the ranks and play with friends. I'll just take your word for it. I'll post in Discord and tag me. All right, man. Pogger's an expert. Thank you for watching, folks.